Hi everyone, welcome to my Flosstube channel, Thread the Needle. My name is Vani and we are here for an update on what I've been up to these last few weeks. We are in the home stretch to Christmas countdown, Flossmas videos, Vlogmas videos, all the good stuff that is out there. I have been talking to a few friends. Some are doing it, some aren't doing it. Some are already posting their 2026 stitching plans. And I love watching those videos. I kind of, sort of, almost tentatively have a plan for my stitching in 2026, but haven't really got it down on paper because I want to get through Flossmas, because that is the most amazing time for me. I love it so much. It is a lot going on, can get hectic, but still so much fun. But before we do that, let's dive into what I've got to share. So in the last few weeks, I have been prepping for Flossmas. So a lot of that has been going on. So for those of you who don't know, this year, instead of getting somebody else's advent calendar stitch along, I decided to design my own. And I posted it on my Etsy, Thread the Needle Designs. And so I've been doing a lot of prep for that. Who knew how much work went into that? Oh my goodness. So I want to make sure that everything is right for everybody who purchased it and is going to stitch along with me every day here on Flossmas, starting December 1st. You will see each daily clue being stitched, or a little bit of it. So it's a lot of excitement happening, a lot of prep work going into it. So that took up a lot of my time, but I was able to do a little bit of stitching. I concentrated mostly on Ganesha because that is my focus piece that I really want to finish next year. So if I was going to pick up anything, I wanted it to be Ganesha. So that worked out okay. I managed to do a lot. I'm almost really close to a point where I am super uber happy. Almost finished the page that I'm working on, which means I'm almost finished that entire row of pages across the project. Are you ready? So here is where we are. So as you can see, I did all the background work. I have just the other color there. There's a lot of blues in this, like a lot. This is on 22 count, 2/1 full cross. Then I'm starting to get into this area. So once I finish this, I'll pop down to the next row and keep going. I hope to try and continue stitching this during December on top of everything else that's going on. It might be a challenge, but I do want to, at least a little bit, get some work on it. Now, the other thing that I worked on was I realized I had gone through all because my stitching was a little bit sporadic in the summer, and in the fall I kind of picked it up again and I fell into a rhythm, and my plan changes throughout the year. So whatever plan I tell you in January of 2026, guaranteed it will be changed or tweaked a few months down the road. And that's okay. We all evolve, life changes, and we have to adapt. So I had a plan, and it worked for me, that allowed me to stitch at some point on all of my projects. I had divided them into categories, things that I wanted to see a lot of progress on, things that I just wanted to say, yes, it exists, and I'm going to stitch on you. And then of course I had my focus pieces. So dividing them up was the first step, and then I had a decision wheel for each category, and then I was able to do one as a daily 50, so you stitch daily 50 stitches on it for a given time period. Then the other ones were my main pieces, main rotation, and that I think I decided to do 500 or something like that, and then switched it out. So with all of that and all of the sporadic stitching or not stitching happening, I was able to realize that there was a handful of projects that have yet to come around. So my focus from now until end of December, I think there was like five projects that I wanted to work on. Let me check. I know I have it written here. Okay. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 projects that I wanted to do something with before the end of the year. There was Ayana, Sunflower Bee, Dragon Charmer, A Beautiful Place, Rainbow Dragons, The Canadian Quaker, and World Travel Bookshelf. So I decided that the rest of November, I'm going to try and pick one of those projects and put in a significant amount of stitches. Dragon Charmer, I'll get to that in a moment. So I did. Beautiful Place was the first one that came up. And so I was able to stitch on that. And I wanted to get a page finish because I think I only had like half a page or something put in on that. It was a new start. I don't even know when. And other people who are stitching it with me have gotten so much more done. So I was able to get almost, I'd say 1,200 stitches in to get a page complete, and I am so happy with this. This is on 20 count fabric by Kaylee Tent Stitch, like the most beautiful fabric. And look, I thought it was gonna, there you go. Look at, oh, it looks even better on camera. My goodness, look at that. It is absolutely beautiful. This is 20 count 2/1 full cross, and I think it looks magnificent. Tiny page finish when you look at the bigger picture, but we're not going to do that. We're just going to look at the tiny picture. Isn't that absolutely gorgeous? Like, it really does. You don't even realize what you're stitching on until you like put it aside or look at it on camera, and it looks beautiful. I love it. So I do feel like this stitching plan that I had going this year worked. So I think it's going to play a major role in my upcoming stitching plans for next year, which I probably won't share until after Flossmas is over. Another of the projects on that list was A Beautiful Place. Nope, sorry, that was Beautiful Place. It was Dragon Charmer. So I was watching some Flosstubes, which I had to catch up on quite a lot. And I noticed that Leanne had mentioned that she is doing a Harry Potter stitch along with Ebony. And I'm like, dude, what are you doing? I want in. So basically, there is a Sunday, because there's 7 movies. So 7 Sundays prior to Christmas, if every weekend you watch one of the Harry Potter movies, the Sunday before Christmas, you'll finish them. I always watch Harry Potter during the Christmas holidays with my kids. Always. So I was like, what better opportunity to do what I already have a tradition of and add on the stitching. So I picked a project. I think Ebony has 3 projects that she's rotating through with the movies. I'm not sure what Leanne is doing. I think she may have joked that she's just watching the movies, which is totally cool. I picked Dragon Charmer because that is the only magical-ish piece that I have, I think. I've got a couple other maybe, but anyway, this one fit. So I was like, that's what I'm going to do. And so that is what I'm doing. So I have to catch up. Like I said, I didn't realize they were doing this until last week. So I only completed movie 1 and half of movie 2 because are you surprised that I don't have time to sit down and watch the entire movie in its entirety? I'm not surprised. So I have completed, hang on. I know I have it here somewhere. Here, you can look at this while I search. Right. So for movie 1, I did 466 stitches. And obviously you can see some of movie 2 stitches, which is, I added 461 added on top of that. So I'm loving it. Whatever progress I get, I'll be happy with it. And it is just so much fun to watch Harry Potter and stitch because I would have done it anyway, but now it gives me even more purpose. So yeah, so that's what I have been up to stitching wise. And I've been working on my friend's gift. I got quite a number of letters done. I got the most of your and most of awesome. and then the mini letters here, and then the little circle pattern around. So I'm going to continue working on this, hoping to finish that as well. And let's see. I've got a few new starts coming up. I know, you're thinking you're crazy, you already have so many, but couldn't resist. Again, I blame Leanne for this. Watching her Flosstube, and she mentioned how she is doing another new start with a few other people, and it's called the Cookie Party. I think that's the full name, from Heaven and Earth Designs. I will put up the picture here. It is joyful. It is everything Christmas and family, and I can smell the cookies now. And so I thought, you know what, I'm gonna join them. So, however, she is doing regular size, max color. I am doing the mini version. And I know you're going to ask, are you going to lose some details? Sure, of course you are. But I've done a few minis before, and I am happy enough with the detail because I have the potential of actually finishing it in this lifetime. Of course, you're not going to get the sharp detail you would in the regular size, but me personally, I'm okay with this, so that's totally your decision, whatever you decide. Then that is the only new start that I have planned. But I can't wait. I got some fabric for it. Just some Aida from Michaels. I am currently soaking it so that it gets some of the stiffness out because, oh wow, it is very stiff. Hopefully it works. If anyone has any tips on how to de-starch Aida, please let me know. New Year starts. So the two companies that I've ever participated in year-long sales have been Heaven and Earth Designs and the Cross Stitch Studio. The one that I picked is Glistening Wings. I picked that one primarily because it seemed like it had enough colors and design to keep my interest going enough for me to get to the point where I am eligible to receive the exclusive chart by Amy Stewart. The other Sal, the Cross Stitch Studio. So I did my lovely, lovely Sleepy Owlet, which I absolutely adore. To this day, I love him so much. Then the following year I joined, actually the following 2 years I joined, and I didn't finish those. They actually, unfortunately, became UFOs. Then last year I did not join. But then this year, the little snippets of clues that they've given us have been about a little like fox, and I was like, owl, fox. They did such a good job with the owl. I'm really looking forward to what the fox is going to be like. So I'm very much looking forward. I'm already mentally preparing myself for the confetti because I know how Cross Stitch Studio works. But they do it for a reason. Their end result is amazing. So I won't begrudge them the confetti. I actually don't mind confetti. I don't know if it's just because of the method that I stitch. I stitch it in the diagonal, so I don't get lost and it doesn't overwhelm me because I limit myself to a particular area. But then I do get progress because I'm stitching confetti throughout a certain area. It actually goes fast for me. So I like it. So I'm really looking forward to that as well. I don't have anything else planned new start wise next year that I remember. But I'm just so excited to get going on all of this. I'm getting ready for my Flossmas videos. Towards the end of the week, I will post a Flosstube extra video explaining how it's all going to go down. And I really hope you guys follow along and enjoy the Flossmas journey with me because I know I will have a lot of fun and I'm looking forward to sharing it with you. I have one more thing to share and I forgot to bring it down, so I will be right back. Okay, I'm back. So I think last time I shared that I was doing more of my other crafting skills, knitting and crocheting. So I've been knitting up a lot. Excuse me. So I think last I showed you was I had started a sweater and it's going well. It's a top-down raglan. And so here's the progress I'm going to show you. Okay, you ready? I have the body finished. Okay, so here it is. This is the body finished. We're gonna ignore the sleeves for a second while I talk about this. So obviously this is just a simple pattern, and it was just a simple bottom finishing where you were just supposed to do a rib. But I, of course, wanted to challenge myself, and I said, you know what, I want to do something different. I like how sometimes the sweaters are a little shorter in the back and shorter in the front and longer in the back. So I found instructions on how to do that. You have to do some short rows on the back part or on the sides so that it can do that. And then I just did a, I forget what this is called. Stockingette is this, but I just did, my ending, I just did one knit, one purl row for, I think 5 times. And so that's the bottom of my sweater. So here's the bottom of my sweater. Then I actually started the sleeves. I picked up the sleeves. I'm doing obviously one sleeve. I'm doing magic loop. So because I don't like double pointed needles, I for sure would be dropping so many stitches. So I do magic loop instead. So I was able to pick up the sleeve. So this is the sleeve right here. And so because this is yarn from my stash, I didn't have enough to do the full sleeve. So I divided up what little I had left to make sure that each side will get equal amount of this variegated blue, green, brown colors. Then I picked up this from Michael's. And I took some of this yarn with me to match up the feel of it and everything. And I got this, I don't know if you can tell, it is teal, but it is slightly variegated. It has like speckles in it, like dark speckles in it. And I thought that worked the best with what was available, because this does have some darker teal sections. So what is it going to look like? Honestly, I think I'm going to love it, because it's not like I'm going to wear it out like I'm not, yeah. So I think it's going to look great. It's going to look like, remember that fashion that we had back in the 90s? You'd wear a long sleeve tee under a short sleeve one. So anyway, so this is where we're at. And so I didn't tell you what happened first when I was doing the body. I was totally in the zone, and all it is stitching in the round, going round and round and round. And all of a sudden I measured it, and I'm like 3 inches over. So I had to unrip it all out, frogging it, and then start back over. So what I did was I put in some waste yarn, so that, what do they call it? I don't know, where you put a piece of waste yarn into it so that you can unravel onto that section and then you don't lose any stitches. So I did that. So that's my progress on that, and progress on my projects, and everything is moving along nicely. So I'm excited for what's to come. I hope you all join me for Christmas. I love Christmas. It's just so joyful and so colorful, and I'm getting the house decorated. I've got the lights put up outside, and now the inside has to be decorated. The kids are coming home for Christmas holidays, so it's going to be a lot of fun. So I can't wait to share with you all. I'll see you in my next video. Bye, everyone.